say that's the. You should have a blonde head right here. Yeah, it's almost you got a cult following beyond.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey.
She's doing okay, thanks.
component we have is a canine. These dogs are specially trained to locate victims of dead in collapsed structures. A lot of times if the victim cannot hear you or you can't hear the victim, the only way to find him if he's out of visual sight is through the air-scenting dogs. These dogs are trained to walk gingerly on concrete where we would not put ourselves. The dogs can go there in relative safety because they're light, sniff the air, and through their training, when they do alert on a victim, they do give a bark and are supposed to be focused on where that scent is coming from. Now, the scent may travel up the structure certain ways, but if we know that somebody's there and is alive, that's half the battle.
Almost on every occasion where the dog would identify, they were identifying somebody being under the concrete, it proved to be true later. The difference in this was there was no one alive in there, and the dogs would notify us that they thought there was someone there, but there was never any movement or any noise or any sound from below, but they would tell us.
At dawn for a case with no money.
It's a case.
Ken, Father Ryan, rich lawyers do charity work. Super rich lawyers do conscience law. Poor lawyers, no, strike that. Impoverished lawyers do not work for impoverished clients.
Well, you're not impoverished. We're serving a lot of summonses.
Ken counts like an optimist. In his world, there is only income, no expenses.
Well, Ken is Irish. Abraham Wilson is the son of one of our parishioners. His lawyer withdrew from the case yesterday.
You can get a lot of exposure on this one, Jen.
Exposure I've had.
Abraham is finishing 10 years at Sing Sing for armed robbery. A few months ago, he killed a fellow prisoner named Raymond Thorpe. They're going to try him for murder. They intend to go for the death penalty.
They claim he beat the man to death.
Do you know if there were any witnesses?
I'm afraid so.
How many?
Oh, about 100.
It happened in the prison yard.
Oh, terrific. Now, just what is it you want me to do for no money?
Help Abraham.
A thrown-away mistake. A miserable, unreachable misanthrope.
But still a child of God.
God seems to have lost his name and address, Father. My name is Jennifer Parker. I'm an attorney. Can you see me? Are you...
He's been in solitary confinement.
Father Ryan asked me to see you.
That hunky do better.
Come sit down. Is there anything you need here, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah? You interested?
Do you want to tell me what happened?
Hey, you're looking for my life story, you gotta pay me for it.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to help you unless you help me. I promised Father Ryan I would at least come and talk to you.
That's mighty white of you, sweetheart. Very white. You sure you won't change your mind about us? I got great credentials.
Do you hate everybody?
Tell you what, doll. You crawl into my skin. And I'll crawl into yours, and you and me will rap about hate. We'll rap about hate as long as we live.
Do you want to tell me your side of the story, Abraham?
I killed a hunk of slime.
Why did you kill it?
What difference?
Maybe your life.
He was coming at me with this chunk of hardware.
Please don't try and con me. Prisoners don't walk around with chunks of hardware.
Get the hell out of here, lady. I didn't send for you. And don't come around here and bother me no more, here? I'm a busy man. I'm busy, here? No souvenirs here, lady. This is real. This is black. This is real. Of course. Yeah, yes, Dave. Yeah, right. Yeah, I understand. Hey, I'll take care of it this afternoon.
Tell me, could a convict in here get possession of a deadly weapon?
Miss Parker, there are 1,240 convicts in this place. And some of them are men of great ingenuity.
Any examples of this supposed ingenuity?
I think we have some samples in the goodie box.
Could I take a look at the goodie box?
I'm gonna ram your face into the law, Parker. The law. Remember the law.
Doesn't frighten me.
If you thought you were white before, lady, take a look at yourself now.
What's this?
Who do you think sent it?
Anybody.
Abraham Wilson has confessed to the murder of a fellow inmate in the prison yard, Raymond Thorpe. But even if he had not confessed, we have witnesses. More than 100 witnesses who saw Abraham Wilson murder that defenseless man in cold blood. Cold blood. Without the excuse of emotions or passions. Cold blood.
Every man has the right to protect his own life. If Abraham Wilson had not acted exactly as he did, he would be dead. I ask each of you to remember one thing. Under the law of this state, the prosecution must prove beyond any reasonable doubt that the act of killing was not committed in self-defense.
Self-defense. Your Honor, would you please direct the defendant to rise?
Does counsel for the defense have any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise?
There's a court clerk here, Mr. Galen, who's 5 feet 7 inches tall. The exact height of the murdered man, Raymond Thorpe. Mr. Galen, would you please step forward and stand next to the defendant? Now, would you both please turn and face the jury? Self-defense.
There have been killings in prison before this case, have there not, Warden Patterson?
Well, when you lock up hundreds of violent men together in an artificial environment, they are bound to generate a great deal of hostility.
Has self-defense ever been a motive in any of those prison killings?
Sometimes.
So, based on your vast experience, it is entirely possible, is it not, that Abraham Wilson was actually defending his own life when he killed... I asked if it was possible, yes or no.
Well, it is highly unlikely.
Your Honor, would you please direct the witness to answer the question?
The witness will answer the question.
Yes.
Thank you. If the court please, I have subpoenaed from the witness some material I would like to present as Exhibit A.
What is it?
It is called a goodie box.
Did you say a goodie box?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just what's in it, Miss Parker?
Weapons. Weapons that were made in Sing Sing by the prisoners for the purpose of
I'm
showing...
willing to make allowances for the inexperience of my colleague, Your Honor. But there is no evidence to link anything in this so-called goodie box to the case being tried before this court.
This box proves...
This box proves nothing. The state objects to the introduction of this exhibit as immaterial and irrelevant.
Objection sustained.
Your Honor, the ground has been prepared for introducing this evidence. The district attorney prepared it himself.
What? I never allowed any statements...
Would the court stenographer please read the statement beginning with, more than 100 witnesses who saw Abraham Wilson...
Your Honor, are you going to allow this to be...
More than 100 witnesses who saw Abraham Wilson murdered, that defenseless man in cold blood, without the...
That's enough, thank you. Those are your words, sir. More than 100 witnesses who saw Abraham Wilson murder that defenseless man in cold blood. The key word, Your Honor, is defenseless. Mr. DeSalva has left an open door for us to pursue the fact that the victim might not have been defenseless, that he might, in fact, have had a weapon. Whatever is brought up in the direct is admissible in the cross.
I believe Miss Parker has a point. You did leave the door open, you know.
But only in the narrowest sense.
The court will allow the evidence to be entered as Exhibit A.
Thank you.
Relax. She's won nothing, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, for days now you have been hearing how Abraham Wilson wantonly attacked Raymond Thorpe, who stood only 5 feet 7 inches tall. I believe with total conviction, the only motive that justifies killing someone is a man fighting to protect his own life. You have heard Howard Patterson testify that murders have occurred in prison, that convicts do fashion deadly weapons. So it was possible that Raymond Thorpe was armed with such a weapon. It was possible that he was attacking the defendant, and the defendant, trying to protect himself, was forced to kill him in self-defense. When I first looked into this box, I could not believe what I saw. You too may find it hard to believe. But I ask you to remember that this box was brought here by the assistant warden of Sing Sing prison. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a collection of confiscated weapons secretly made by Abraham Wilson's fellow prisoners. No, I'll do it, thank you.
Objection! Your Honor, I protest this tawdry theatrical display. It's behavior unbecoming a member of the bar. Your Honor! Objection! I protest...
Mr. Wilson, did you kill Raymond Thorpe?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you tell the court why?
He was gonna kill me.
Is this the weapon that Raymond Thorpe threatened you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And when he came at you armed with this, you were forced to kill him in order to save your own life?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your witness.
Raymond Thorpe attempted to kill you with this?
Yes.
Doesn't look very lethal at all. It looks to me like a tin pair of tongs. Even if the deceased had been able to hit you over the head with this, it might have caused a small bump. So exactly what is this? Testicle crushers.
Oh, there they are. Miss Parker? Miss Parker!
Come on, give us something.
We're all pushing a deadline.
Bye.
One more, please.
I won. I wanted you to know first because I'm practicing law again because of you. Well, I haven't disturbed you, have I? A drink? That sounds special. Of course. How do I feel? Pow!
It's a steal. We get 2 glasses of wine and a sail around Manhattan.
How much is the deal?
$35 a piece. They also throw in some cheese.
Cheese? Oh, they're going to lose money on me.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Aren't you the man that's running for,
Running for the United States Senate.
Yeah, sure. You're Warner. Hey, my wife's all for you.
And you?
I haven't made up my mind.
Well, when you do, vote early and often. Congratulations again, Counselor.
Thank you. It's a lovely place to celebrate. Do you have any problems in being seen publicly with me?
Well, not as long as it stays public. Being seen with an astonishingly beautiful woman never hurt a politician.
Oh, boy. Astonishingly beautiful?
It's too flowery?
No, not at all. My partner, Kenneth Bailey, calls me all kinds of outrageous names. But he's Irish.
Oh, he sure is. I like him.
You know Ken?
Oh, yes. Yes, we used to use him a lot. He had good grades in law school, but he never took the bar. A dedicated researcher. He told marvelously droll stories, particularly when,
Oh, it's all right. I know about the drinking. But I think he's stopped for good.
I hope so. His wife was dedicated to keeping him off the sauce.
Ken was married?
Oh, yes. To a lovely, fragile redhead named Nancy. I think she was even more vulnerable than Ken and desperately in love with him.
Go on, Adam.
You have a lovely person in Ken.
Adam, I'm not asking you to gossip, but it is important to me.
Well, she came home one afternoon. She'd been visiting her mother in Teaneck. She came home earlier than anticipated.
Naturally, there he was in bed with another woman.
There was a man in the bed, and 3 days later, Nancy killed herself.
Poor Ken. I guess he's still waiting for the hyenas to come down from the hills.
We all wait in the dark, one way or the other.
One way or the other.
Something wrong?
Of course not.
You've been glancing at me.
Not at you, at us. I mean, all of us.
I see. You sure you weren't looking at me?
Of course not.
What's wrong?
I was staring at you. You make me anxious.
Anxious?
An expression from home. Anxious meaning... anxious.
She can see you tomorrow about 10:30.
I'll try to make that, Mr. Fabricant. If I'm interested, I'll give you a call. Hold on.
Of course you're interested. Fabricant's big. He's only slightly dishonest. Lays off a lot of steady trial work.
Steady trial work? Out there. I'd be delighted to see you.
Yes, Mrs. Joe Blount. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, sure. We'll see you about 12 then, okay?
All right.
Well, of course she knows about negligence law. My partner knows everything.
Hold on. Go easy. We want a case, not a country. Yes?
Yes. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye. Parker and Bailey. You got big plans for the weekend?
Not big.
Already? He's much too real for you, Jennifer.
Real?
Real. As in don't.
Don't worry, Ken. My weekend is going to be made up of lots of rest, and on Sunday, I'm going to hear some Vietnam vets rap a little.
On a Sunday?
They worked on Sunday.
True. Good night.
See you later.
Hey. Thank you.
For what?
For helping me with the Wilson case.
Shove each other around.
Hey, stop it, Senator.
I'm no senator yet.
You'll make it. You guys always do.
I sure hope so, but I'm not campaigning here. I'm here. You're here to work out some problems.
You gotta have a life before you have problems.
Right. We had a miserable war. We had a miserable homecoming.
You made points, Charlie. We got shafted.
That's why we're here.
They're shutting us out. Don't you understand? We're worse than dead, man. We're ghosts. Everything that went wrong. We're the ones that made all the problems. We are the problems. The Lord is my shepherd. Yes. He leadeth me to me life. He instructed me to rape and pillage you. Come on, put it down. Come on without love. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
You'll be all right. Go on home. I'll see you next week. It's all right, fellas. Sure. Okay.
You're safe now, Jimmy, I promise you. It's all right, Jimmy. I should have kept you at the hospital a while longer. We'll go home now, then a visit to the doctor. Dr. Wiley's a good guy. He likes you. And maybe we'll take a drive up the old Storm King Highway. Yeah? Hudson's starting to smell sweet now. Sweet. Fish are biting all the way upstream up near Poughkeepsie.
Oh, it's a really fair mountain. Some kids are always getting lost up there. Maybe we can help them out a little bit.
Why do men dress so quickly and women stay in bed?
I think it's because we want to strut around afterwards. Strutting is better with clothes on.
I want to strut too, Adam. Can I borrow your sweater?
It's not to keep. Costs $250.
$250 for a man's sweater?